Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, I already screwed up my own opening. How that's just perfect. That's perfect. Got a new person here and I'm screwing it up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Jack is not going to be here tonight. He's got some stuff he has to take care of. However, a guest that was supposed to be here a couple of days ago has was kind enough to forgive me for having to cancel, and is here tonight. It's your girl Sang. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Oh, living the dream, living the dream. Now, before we go any further, there's a birthday in the audience. I always sing to people who have birthdays. You can join if you want to. You do not have to.
Okay.
For the record, we are not trying to make it sound good. It's just a thing. So, Shady Grin, it's your birthday. This one's for you, my friend. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shady Grin. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sir. I hope you have a great one. I really, really do. Yeah, welcome to the show. How you like that? Saying, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I was rushing to finish like some edits real quick for hopping on with you.
Guys, let's talk about how I found Saying. Somebody in the gaming stream, and I wish I could remember who it was, asked me the other day, like, hey, would you be willing to check out Sang's video on yours and Hunter's debate? And I'm like, well, I don't normally watch myself, but sure, I'll check it out. And it was weird because they're like, you might get a new perspective on things. Like, crap, this is somebody who's just gonna be shitting on me, isn't it? But no, it wasn't. It wasn't. You and I were pretty much in. I was telling Jack when I was talking to him about it, I'm like, there's a lot of times where you're like, you should say this, and then you let it play, and I do. And it was weird to watch that happen. But I don't just want to talk about how you and me agree on stuff. I went and watched more of your videos because it's a little self-serving if I just go, yeah, guys, she agreed with me. So yeah, I went and watched probably a dozen of your videos and I really, really enjoyed them. And I reached out and you were kind enough to come hang out. You want to tell people about yourself and the kind of stuff you do on your channel?
Yeah. So basically I just do conservative and Christian content. So if you guys are into that type of stuff, that's basically all I do. I try to drop 3 videos every single day consistently. And on Sundays, I only do Christian content on Sundays just because that's like the day I go to church.
Fair.
Yeah.
And I've watched several of them. And for the record, just so you know, I'm agnostic. I do not have a religion. But I do think the war on Christianity is absolutely real. It is absolutely real. And anybody who's saying this it's not is lying or not paying attention.
Yeah.
It's and I just don't understand why people look. If you're looking in the past, yes, you can point and go, oh, Christians, they were mean to these people. Or if you go back further, you had the Crusades and stuff. Sure. But if you're talking about now, Christians are like, we should just be nice to our neighbors. And they're like, how dare you?
Yeah.
I don't understand the hatred of Christians right now. I really don't.
Honestly, I don't either. I'm gonna be real with you. It's very weird because the whole reason I got into Christianity, it's a long story, but super story short, a YouTuber I followed, he got into it, and the backlash I saw him receive online was insane because people are just like, oh, you suck now. You used to be so good. And he didn't even start doing Christian content yet. He just was like, hey guys, I decided to become Christian. So if you see me talk about some things, that's why. And it was just insane, the blowback he got.
It is. You would think people were actually out there murdering folks. Evolved Potato, thank you so much for consistency. Can you describe that word more? Monkey has literally no understanding of that word. Why? How dare you? How dare you? Also, Dangerous says, I don't normally watch myself. Come on, Monk. We know you do that all the time. I really don't. I don't watch myself very often. Other than watching your videos, I can't remember the last time I actually watched myself. I guess I did it when Ty Smith was on the show, and I cut down the video to make it its own video. I guess I watched that like 3 or 4 times. And of course, the stream where I got in trouble and got kicked off YouTube for a little while. I had to watch that one just to cut it down. But yeah, and it's not that I'm opposed to it. I like my voice. I don't find myself cringeworthy or anything like that. It's just I don't have time in my day. Now, I have to ask you something.
Okay.
As I watch your videos and stuff, and as I see you right now, there's a little Mario lamp behind you right above your head.
Yeah.
Was that done on purpose? Did you make it so that it was right under your head on purpose?
So my boyfriend did that because we were trying to figure out how to fill up the space behind me, because in my older videos it was just junk and it did not look nice.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, we need to like lights or something. And as I was sitting here, he was trying to figure out the perspective of like how things would look behind me. So he just kept throwing random stuff behind me. And he was like, I have an idea. And he just runs upstairs. And he came back with the little Mario thing. He started hanging it. And he was like, yeah, this would be perfect.
That is awesome. I noticed it in one of the videos. I'm like, is that accidental? Because if it's on purpose, that's awesome.
He made it on purpose. It just worked out.
Snubber, thank you so much. I figured you'd be focusing on Barry Weiss' thread. Also, why is Jack significantly more attractive than usual? I didn't realize Barry Weiss's thread had came out. I was watching the Video Game Awards, to try to win a Steam Deck. So I haven't been really paying attention to Twitter at all today. Well, at least since 7 o'clock. I've gone over there once in a while to make a jackass comment about what I'm watching on the game streams. They gave out a game award to a TV show. I'm like, huh?
That's weird.
What? Yeah, it was. They did it for best adaptation, and I'm like, that's not a video game. That should be on like the Emmys or something.
Is it because like there's games that are TV shows now or something? Is that why?
They turned a game into a TV show, and I just thought it was kind of messed up because you have these people who make games who are getting overlooked for a TV show that was made instead, and I'm like, that's asinine. It just is. You didn't read the second Twitter drops. No, I didn't, Nuts. So that'll be something, I guess. Maybe there'll be an after party today. I haven't done an after party in a long, long time, but maybe we'll do that. Monkey hasn't cussed once. I'm scared. 2 things. One, I've been trying to cut back on cussing because I'm horrible. I really am. If you hear me say horrible things, I apologize. It's who I am. But I have been trying to cut that back. And 2, there's a lovely lady on the show. I'm not going to be using my sailor voice for Christ's sake.
I mean, I'm cool with it. I used to have a really bad sailor voice, and that changed like August. So yeah.
Well, I've been trying to cut it down for mostly it's for content because YouTube will punish you. So, and say I also stream over on Twitch, where I do game streams, and yes, the more let's say profane that you are, the less they put you out there. So it's just say you're a bitch and move on. Thank you, Daxy boy. Daxy, what you doing? You want to hang out? Anyway, I want to talk about the Brittany Griner deal. What we normally do around here is we just talk about the news or whatever is interesting to me. Okay. And being that this just happened today, well, I guess last night is when it technically happened. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know, Brittany Griner's coming home. Hallelujah. Praise whatever God you believe in. I don't know why, if I'm being honest. I really don't. This is a woman who is a low-level drug user that got arrested in Russia. Ended up getting a 9-year sentence, I think it was, for bringing drugs into the country. And while I'm all for trying to get her out, because an American being in their prison system, I'm an American. I'm Eagles and flags and all us and screw them. We traded her for an arms dealer who was arrested for plotting to kill Americans.
Yeah. Bad trade.
Very bad trade.
Super bad trade.
We, like, oh my God. Meanwhile, sitting over there in one of their prisons is he's a Marine, right? Who
Yeah,
was arrested. Go ahead. I'm
he's an
sorry.
ex-Marine. No, I was just saying he's an ex-Marine, and it came out that they actually had the chance to get him, and they chose Brittany instead.
Yeah, and that part is kind of Dax, why can't I find you on my cousin's Twitter? Dax, send me a message, dude. Yeah, there was an NBC story that came out and said that the Biden administration had been offered the chance to either get the Marine, who, if we're being honest, probably was rightfully arrested for espionage. If you've read his story, it was probably espionage. But he's a former U.S. Marine who was, if he was over there committing espionage, it was on our behalf. So NBC comes out and says, yeah, that this guy was offered. They told him either you can have Brittany, you can have him, or you can have no one. And when the White House tells the story, it's like they said we could have Brittany or no one, which technically would be true. They just left out that middle part.
Yep.
But then the NBC story, there's the message. Hang on, Daxy boy. Da-da-da. Dax used to be my co-host on this a long time ago until he got one of them damn jobs that doesn't allow him to do so anymore. There we go, Dax. It's in your inbox. But anyway, so the NBC story, it says, yeah, Brittany, this other guy, or nobody, and there was a stealth edit to it.
Mm-hmm.
They just removed the other guy with no explanation. And as far as I've seen, they have not explained why they did that. If they had the choice, well, if you had to guess, why would you think they changed it? Why would you think they chose her over him?
Pressure from the media. Like you're hitting all the virtue signal boxes. Like she's lesbian, she's black, she's celebrity kind of. I don't know how you want to rank a WNBA player.
Yeah, kind of is a good way to do it.
Yeah, she has more celebrity media attention than Paul has.
Yeah.
So he knows, like, Biden's like, this is going to look great when he runs for re-election, because he's definitely going to use her for his campaign trail. Nobody's going to care if he used Paul.
First of all, hi, Daxy boy. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm good.
It's been a long time. I hope you've been well.
Elden Ring.
Sang, this is Dax. Dax, this is Sang.
Hey, what's going on, Dax?
Pleasure
to meet you.
I'm very curious how this will play out for Biden, because I do think you're absolutely right about them hitting on the virtue signals. Mm-hmm. But if it wasn't for Paul, and God, I wish I could remember his last name. I have it in my.
It's Whelan.
Paul Whelan. Thank you. If it is true that they chose her over Whelan, they gave up a low-level drug addict, not even a dealer, a low-level drug addict, mm-hmm. for a Marine who, if he is in there for what they said, he was spying for our country, and you let him stew there while you picked her for virtue signaling points. Are you for real?
Yep.
So I agree with you on why it happened. I just think it was a huge mistake that's going to bite him in the ass. That they thought more people would be on board, specifically because there has been so much press about her. I saw somebody in my comments today. They're like, I don't understand why black people or gays would go along with this and be cheering this. And they're like, well, they've been told to ever since she was arrested.
Yeah, literally. They've been told to. And then they're like, when you're a Democrat, you just kind of believe whatever they tell you.
Yeah.
So if they're just like, oh, we got to get her, they're just like, yeah, we got to get her, not knowing we just gave up an arms dealer.
Right. Since she was arrested, and they started talking almost immediately about making this trade. Mm-hmm. I don't understand why that's the thing, but it has been the thing. And I have trouble judging people for falling for the mainstream media, because it's again what you're taught to do. Like, these are the people who tell you the truth. These are the people from the beginning. It's like, oh, it was a political arrest. because of the coming war, which there was no reason to ever believe that. And then it was like, well, they just did it because she's a celebrity. Nobody knew who she was until this happened, unless you are one of the 6 people who follows the WNBA. Do you follow the WNBA?
No.
Okay,
Who
I
does?
didn't. See, no, exactly. Nobody. Like, you ever seen one of their stadiums when they're playing?
When I was a kid, like not
It
as an
looks like
adult though.
it looks like a closed practice. There's like 8 people in the stands.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, that's
on the
how it
plus
was when I was
side,
little. So
the WNBA is getting back one of the 3 women who can dunk. So
That's fair.
she could barely dunk though.
Assuming
It's-
she's going to be able to, go back in because she might be so traumatized.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Guys, if you're watching on the Rumble, hit that plus button. If you're here on the YouTubes, hit the like button. If you're on the app, there's a fist, I think it is. I don't remember. Just hit all the like stuff. Show me that you care, because I'm a very insecure. No, I'm not. I don't know why I'd lie to you guys like that.
I was going to say, that is the farthest thing from the truth. You need to apologize.
Yeah, I really am. I'm not at all. At all. What else was going on in the news today? I'm sure there was something. I got a little distracted by the Game Awards. I'm not going to lie to you. I was so annoyed at them. They would sit there and read off Game Awards for people, and then just switch back and show us a whole bunch of new games that might be coming soon. Like, that's so mean to the people who actually deserve those awards. Check your slabs, will do. Give me just a second. Alan, thank you so much for the message with no donation. Hope you're well today. All right. Where are my... I'm having a bad producer day, guys. I'm screwing everything up. Yes, one, thank you so very much. Stupid I heard today, the Hunter Biden thing is about Republicans being afraid of losing and resorting to illegal tactics to make Biden look half as bad as Trump. They should hold Trump to these standards before caring about anything Biden didn't do. Shaking my damn head. What? I don't know what kind of idiots you know, Chaos, but you come up with some dumb shit your friends say, or at least dumb shit people you see say. And Dark Resurrect, thanks so much for the feminist $12. Get Monkey ranting, and his inner sailor comes out. If I start ranting, I can't help it. That's not on me. That is on my lizard brain. Because yeah, a bad producer day is every day for you. Evolved, can we just pretend I know what I'm doing? Just once in a while. All right. I guess the big story is going to be the Barry Weiss thing. Because for those of you who don't know, when we mentioned Barry Weiss a couple minutes ago, when we had the Twitter files, Barry Weiss was going to release the second part of them. So yeah. I imagine that's what's lighting Twitter up right now.
Yeah.
Daxie, have you been paying attention to it?
Not as much as I probably should have.
Well, that's not helpful.
No, I know.
Ah.
I'm looking forward to it, though.
Me too, because you know how I love this crap. I can't help it.
It's the right kind of drama for me, because, I'm not a huge drama guy, but this is fun.
Well, when it comes to anything politics, if there's drama, I'm there. And I love drama. Saying I don't even pretend I like drama. Everybody's like, I don't like drama. I'm like, no, screw that. I like it. Bring it. Give it to me. I like to watch it.
Everybody likes drama.
Thank you. See, I'm not the only one who's noticed. Everybody's like, I don't like drama, but I sure did watch a bunch of it. And it always makes me laugh. And you know what? I think it's just that we're conditioned to be that way because we're not supposed to like it. Nah, screw that, man. You sit there and watch a dramatic TV show. You watch your Grey's Anatomy and then be like, I don't like drama.
Ugh, Grey's Anatomy.
My wife watches that show. Oh, I can't take it.
I can only remember that show from that South Park episode where Kenny gets that Hummer in the back of the TGI Fridays.
He has to wear the purity ring.
Yeah, the purity ring. I think that's the episode name, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
That show, watching Grey's Anatomy, it's like Degrassi in a hospital.
No, wait. Which season of Degrassi?
All of them. That show was so horrible. Anyway, let's see. I don't care about Eric Swalwell. He's such an idiot. I'm gonna drop a link to a thread in Twitter, guys. And we'll go over just a little bit of it, but it's from a gentleman who I'm not familiar with. His name is Dom Lucre, I think is how you say it. Lucer, I'm not sure. It's Lucre. As the Democrats used the Civil Rights Act of 1964 to destroy the black family structure. I'm going to leave it at that and let you guys read the rest if you want to. But it's a lot of the stuff we've talked about here so many times where we're going to help you, and that ends up being what actually causes so many problems. It goes into the fact like black families were on the rise and black education on the rise. And what happens? Civil Rights Act of 1964 comes along and the government starts helping. If the government's going to help, I'm just going to throw this out there. Run. Whether it's poverty, whether it's race relations, whether it's crime, it doesn't matter. Once the government gets involved, just run because they screw up everything.
They're not here to help.
Not at all.
And I mean, I want to believe, because I don't want to believe that these people are evil. I want to believe they actually think it's going to help. But it's kind of hard to believe that and look at the results over and over and over again and see the same crap. Again, it's not just the black family. It's so many things. Poverty. Has poverty gone away? Has it gone close to going away?
Well, they think they're helping, but they think the only way we can be helped is if they're the ones in control of the help.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. And not just control it, tightly control it.
Yeah, like puckered butthole.
Yep. And just run. If the government's coming to help, just run, because you're gonna be bleeding. Rebecca Jones is starting a podcast on misinformation. Now, if you guys don't remember the name Rebecca Jones, she's the one who came out. She was working in Florida as one of the people that I forget her exact job, but helping get COVID numbers and stuff out there. And she came out and told us that the state of Florida was faking their COVID numbers. Turned out to be a lie.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And the media loved her and they propped her up. And now she's starting her own podcast on misinformation, which if she's, spreading misinformation, that's on brand.
Yeah, pretty much.
Otherwise, why is this woman? Never mind. She can, I guess, say whatever stupid thing she wants to say, but it's just funny that media is helping to prop this up because she's a liar. She's a caught liar over and over again. She had no access to the numbers that she said she did to prove that they were lying about the COVID numbers. Did you see Loomer's back on Twitter? I did, but I won't be following her. Laura Loomer drives me insane. She's an idiot, and she needs to change her tires more often.
Wheels on the bus go round and
round. This one's a little more important. Adam Schiff, and I forget the other idiot involved, are demanding that Elon Musk fix Twitter, because Adam says that there was a rise in slurs against a whole bunch of different groups.
Yeah, but there's charts that literally say the opposite of that.
There are, which is important. For me, what's more important is this is a member of Congress telling somebody they need to change their speech, which is a direct violation of our First Amendment. I mean, and not saying that he can come out here and go, I think you should do this, but demanding it as a member of Congress? Sir, you are overstepping your bounds. Shut the hell up.
Sanctions up to firing.
I'm so tired of these people trying to control speech. You are as a member of Congress, your answer should be, even if you don't like it, you should say that, all right, listen to me, Adam. I know you're not, but listen. I don't agree with this, but this is free speech. There you go. That's it. That's the end of it. And instead he's like, no, we demand that you change this. Or what?
Yeah, but you know why, right? Did you go over Twitter files, the first round of it?
Yes, we read through them on here.
Okay. Yeah, because they're suppressing information, so of course they don't want you to like put out accurate information. They want
Indeed.
everything to be wrong.
Well, they benefit from it.
Yeah.
If we're being honest about things, one, Democrats lose hands down every time.
Yeah, they do.
Because they're a bunch of liars, and they do spread a ton of misinformation while out there yelling misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes, oh good God, will somebody get that? Thank you. We just a spammer in chat.
But how am I going to find love otherwise?
You go to the grocery store, hang out in the frozen food section.
But that only worked. Never mind.
Stop it. No, that's what they used to tell you is if you're having trouble finding a mate, hang out in the produce section of the supermarket. And then you can ask, like a single woman or a single man, be like, do you know how to pick out the best melon? I don't know if that ever led to any successful relationships, but it is one of the things they used to tell you.
I certainly hope so.
I just want to be at the 50th wedding anniversary of some guy where he's explaining, I met her. We were in the produce section, and I asked her about her melons.
I was going to say, we were in the frozen food aisles, and I saw your mom's nips sticking out.
Yeah, I mean, all right, yeah, Adam can go screw himself. Letitia James there or Letitia James out there in New York, she's having a problem right now. Apparently, she was covering up for some sexual harassment that was going on in her campaign. Not her, but somebody who worked for her. And the New York Post has gotten a hold of it. And Eric Adams has come out and said, the mayor of New York City, he said, I support her. Okay.
Yeah, so say okay.
I mean, we've seen this kind of stuff, and I don't know if the James allegations are true or not, but we've seen this so many times in politics where people come out and like somebody who worked for them did something horrible, and instead of just going, yeah, they did something horrible, they back them up, they hide it, and then when it comes to light, they're like, what? And then other politicians jump in and the story goes away, unless they're on the wrong side of the fence. Why is everybody in politics such shitty people?
Language.
Why are they so shitty? Seriously.
They don't have a choice.
What's that?
They don't have a choice. I mean, they have power. And because they think that everything they do is right, it doesn't matter if they're wrong.
I feel like you have a choice not to sexually harass somebody.
No. Especially when your name is Anthony Weiner.
Well, yeah. Or Scott Weiner. A couple of Wieners. Anthony being the one who was in New York who ended, he took pictures of his wiener with his child sitting next to him. Sorry, he had underwear and set them to underage girls. And then Scott Weiner being the guy out there in California who keeps writing horrible legislation that becomes law. That guy's a horrible, horrible man.
They're both all about their sausages, though.
Ebony says, isn't that a given for all politicians all over the world? Possibly. And is it because it is such a, you're in this place of power? Power corrupts? Is that absolute power corrupts absolutely?
The good ones get they get forever slept. They get really sad and they might be friends with Hillary. I honestly, I don't know. There's got to be good people out there who could go in to the business and not be this.
That's hard though. That's
Yeah.
hard. Because there's like, if you're surrounded by enough evil, you might crack at some point.
I guess. Yeah.
It'll start with the little things, and then all of a sudden you start realizing you're allowing drag shows to go on in nurseries.
Oh God. Ugh. All right. I'm sure I have a story around there. Before we get to this, I was watching. Have you guys ever watched? Oh shit! What's the name of it? I have to turn on the video so I can see. No, that's not it. I was watching videos today, and now I forgot what they were. Man, my memory's crap.
Yeah.
Luckily, the audience knows that. Oh, it wasn't on my main channel. I was watching it on the other channel. Damn it. This is why I need a producer, and don't offer, guys, because I can't pay you. But okay.
Yeah, that's why I had to go find a job.
That's right, because I couldn't pay Taxi Boy. It's a TV show that does the Paternity Court. That's what it's called, Paternity Court.
Oh, that
Oh.
Yeah, I kind of like that show.
Yeah.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Well, somebody put up a video of it's like 4 or 5 of the little clips, and it's all guys breaking down, and all 5 of them happen to be black men. And I just point out, like, this kind of flies in the face of those people who are like, black men just don't want to take care of their kids. Bullshit. The one guy was begging, like, please tell me that your results are wrong, because he wanted that child to be his. And I went over there and I was watching, and it was amazing to me how many of these women were all the way up until the moment, and this goes black, white, all at this point, but every one of these women who was lying right up until the moment that the judge reads the answer are still holding on to that lie.
Mhm.
Yep.
Like DNA was gonna be like, yeah, no, we're on her side, even though she a dirty hoe.
Some
The
of
one
them
where
may
he had
even be like, well, no, some of them may even after she reads the results, they'll be like, no, the results got to be wrong. There's just no way. And it's like, lady, you know what you did.
Cast One, thank you. I'll be your producer. You don't pay, I don't work, but you get to blame me. I mean, I'll consider that deal. Thank you so much for the donation.
Yeah, it reminds me of
was
that Eminem song where it's like, what, did she trip, fell, landed on his dick?
right.
Right.
Like every time, it's like you're trying to tell me that you're gonna lie in the face of all the evidence. Like, nah, I didn't sleep around. I promise, never did. No, that's why we don't share any alleles.
How do you still lie at that point?
Ego.
And, I guess,
Desperation.
man. And I did notice. I don't know if you guys have both obviously seen the show. Do you
Yeah.
notice that you can almost always tell whether or not it's their kid before the results come out?
The
Yeah.
Like
woman's
that
usually
child-
very assertive when she's about to lie.
Well, no, not even for just looking at their faces. There's a evolutionary thing where babies look more like their dads when they're born. And the thought is that it makes them bond more with it because it looks like them. And so when you see these kids and it looks just like dad, don't look nothing like the other guy. The one had red hair, for Christ's sake. And the dad was a black man. I'm like, really? Because you know all those natural red-headed black men out there. Yeah,
I
and
mean,
she's
there
like,
was
no,
that one Irish guy from Shawshank.
it's his kid. I'm like, you a lying bitch.
He's got your
How
hat.
can you do that to another person? Look,
Just evil.
it's evil. You're right. I have 3 kids and 3 grandchildren. My 3 kids are my world, and grandchildren as well. Audience all knows this, but I cannot imagine if my wife came in, hey, we have to have a talk, and she said that, I think my heart would literally break, like
Yeah, I might
crack
snap.
in half.
There'd be something broken, and I really hope it wouldn't be my wife, but it could be. That's one of those things that would snap me. I saw, like, honestly, I'm really, really laid back when it comes to that, and I would never raise my fist. But I would mentally snap if somebody told me that the child that I cared for and loved wasn't mine.
Right? Cass, thank you. The ones that go, I don't care what that paper says. It's your kid. You have to pay. You know what really got me was how many of the guys up there were like, I don't care. That's still my child. You say that right now while the cameras and shit are on you. I have a feeling after this sinks in for about a week, you're going to be like, I don't know any of you people. I would hope you'd be like that, actually. Because that is, I just couldn't. It was breaking my heart just watching it with these guys.
I think I'd have to go for visitation because I could never see the mom, and I can't trust her.
Yeah. One of my favorites was, I slept around with a bunch of people, but it's your kid, and then it turned out to actually be their kid. I'm like, how do you deal with that?
I don't know.
Right? Oh my God.
I think I'd still be on the same lines. It's like, it's visitation time. See you, bitch.
What would you do if your boyfriend is in one of these things? He's like, we got to go to paternity court because this chick says I'm one of 6 guys who could be daddy.
It would be over at that point because you shouldn't be in that predicament to begin with.
Yeah, that's one of the things the judge said over and over on these. Like, you put yourself here.
Yeah,
you're not a victim. You did this. Because there was one I was watching where she even, it was the dad that she said it was, but she is shaking when she's getting ready to read the thing. The woman who's up there going, no, you are my baby daddy. She's shaking. And she's a big white woman, so it was unattractive. And funny, but unattractive. By the way, this is an entirely un-PC show, Sang, so I apologize. But anyway, you can see it. She is nervous as hell. And so they finally read the results. It is the guy she says is dad. And she collapses. And is crying and stuff. And the judge is like, all right, you and him need to have a talk because it is obvious that you were worried about these results.
Mm-hmm.
You need to tell him something that he don't know right now. Sorry, guys. That's just it's a complete aside. I spent like 2 hours waiting for the Game Awards to come up, watching that stuff. It was amazing to me, these people. People are bad people. I know that sounds redundant, but people are bad people. Funny thing is, this is Monkey on his good behavior. I'm never on good behavior. How dare you? Okay. Wow. I've actually gone through all my major stories tonight because I didn't really have all that much. I guess the question then becomes, what is Barry up to over on her Twitter? Are you guys cool checking out the new Twitter timeline, the new Twitter files?
Yeah. I actually looked at them earlier.
Oh, did you? Was there anything that really jumped out at you before we jump into this?
So you know how they suppressed information in the first one? This one goes into how they actually suppress certain accounts, and they give examples of like certain big accounts that got suppressed.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder if my main account is on there. Probably not. I still haven't got that back. They still keep giving me denials on that. I'm not happy about that.
I haven't tried to get the old one back. There's no point.
I want Ranting Monkey back.
I want to delete the name so I can reclaim the name.
Look, I'm happy to go through and slash and burn everything that's on there, but I want my account back. I didn't do anything that deserved a permanent ban. I've done much worse that I didn't get any trouble for. If I'm just being honest. Okay, I got in a little trouble for some of it. I called the guy an asshole because he was being an asshole.
Should never get banned for calling somebody an asshole.
Yeah.
Well, the real thing, I have a feeling that this guy knows somebody at Twitter because there's no reason I should have got banned for this. And there are people who do that. They'll pull strings with their friends at Twitter. If you look at what I said there, seriously, did I give it to my cousin to post on Twitter? I can't remember. I've shown it on the show before. It is mild nonsense. But yeah, I ended up banned permanently for targeted harassment. I didn't make any references to gayness or color or trans, none of that stuff. And somehow I got it for targeted harassment.
I forget why they booted me off. Well, for the reason, I should say. I remember getting booted very specifically for saying guys should have rights when it comes to unborn babies. And they dogpiled me, and I know because I hadn't said anything else about anything else, but I can't remember what the exact reason they gave me. On the second account, they were just like, here's the reason, and it has blank.
Monkey, you have to remember the United States has a statute of limitations on DNA test mattering for if you pay child support. Anthem, that's not entirely true. I mean, that might be right now, but that is decided state by state by state. So if it's a thing across the United States, it's not like it's a federal law. That would be all the states agreeing. I know here in Michigan, their rules are stupid. If you have like the first year to go out there and be like, this is nonsense. That's not my baby. And if you don't challenge it in that point, then you're responsible. There's that really famous case. I wish I could remember the man's name. The woman just wrote his name on the birth certificate. It wasn't his kid. She admits it's not his kid, but it was past the year when he saw it. And he went, last I knew, he was still losing his cases over and over again because his name was on the birth certificate.
That's wild.
You should have to sign it.
That is wild.
It is.
Of course, then I realized that, my idea there, if you sign it, like if you unfortunately are deceased and she needs to prove paternity and you didn't sign it, I guess that could be a problem. But there's got to be a better way to protect dads.
Cass1, thank you. In France, I'm guessing it's illegal to request a paternity test. Is it really?
We
don't move to France. It's safe and you can't get a paternity test.
That should be mandatory.
I wouldn't disagree with that. Yeah.
Because the mother knows it's hers, but the dad needs to know it's his.
We'll bring this back up in a second. There have been people out there who've made the argument, look, even if you find out it's not your kid, you should still have to support it because you've been in the child's life for a few years. Like, no, you owe me money at that point.
Right. I want back pay.
You've been taking my money to support some other man's kid.
I'll be more than happy to have conversations with the kid. We have a bond, maybe, hopefully, but I'm no longer financially responsible for this child.
The argument is that you shouldn't punish the child. Like, oh, so you should punish the guy?
Yeah, I never understood that.
It's the only dad they've ever known. Well, the mother knew there were other dads.
Yeah, somebody knew there were other dads. And what's up over there, guys, over on the Rumble? I do see you. I promise I am clicking over there from time to time. That'll probably stop a little bit as we go through Barry Weiss's tweets here. And for the record, new folks to the show, yes, we get off topic constantly. Live with it. All right. The Thread, the Twitter Files Part 2, Twitter's Secret Blacklist. Dun, dun, dun. I think I saw a tweet about this. Somebody mentioning certain people who are on this list, and I didn't know what it was, so I guess this is it. I'm learning along with you guys. The new Twitter Files investigation reveals that teams of Twitter employees built blacklists, prevent disfavored tweets from trending, and actively limit the visibility of entire accounts or even trending topics, all in secret without informing users. Well, part of that we knew. Part of that, hang on, I got to move my other chat over here so I can help moderate these stupid bots that keep coming in. Nobody wants to get laid here. Go away.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, nobody but Dax wants to get laid. Go away.
Thank you.
You still don't want to get laid by them. They're going to steal your account.
And I'll probably be missing a kidney.
Yeah. You don't want those people. I was going to say those girls, but those aren't even girls. Those are guys. They're going to take your kidney and well, you're going to have sex, but you're not going to enjoy it.
The girls on that road? Oh, you don't want to go down that road.
Yeah, you don't want to go down that road. You're going to have some prison sex if you go into that. Anyway, so we already knew about the disfavoring tweets. We've seen it when they've there'll be something that pops up and somehow slips through. We knew that it was curated. They told us that it was a curated list 2 years ago. But what they didn't tell us is that they're actively taking down the trending topics. I'm not shocked.
Yeah.
Twitter once had a mission, quote, to give everyone the power to create and share ideas and information instantly without barriers, end quote. Along the way, barriers nevertheless were erected. Susan, that sounds familiar. Remember broadcast yourself? And now it's broadcast what we tell you is okay. Sorry, my own little aside. Because broadcasting yourself was a better idea, and now it's how dare you say anything we don't agree with. My question, and I wonder if they get into it here, I wonder if there was any extra moderation around election times.
Oh, guaranteed.
I mean, probably, considering what we found out in part 1.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Take, for example, Stanford's Dr. J. Wow. Bhattacharya?
I was the same way earlier.
All right.
I want to see it.
Saying I am notorious for not being able to pronounce simple names. Everybody gets named Steve Smith on my show because I can't pronounce anything else. So Dr. J. Smith here, who argued that COVID lockdowns would harm children. Twitter secretly placed him on a trends blacklist, which prevents his tweets from trending. Sounds right. Or consider the popular right-wing talk show host Dan Bongino, who at one point was slapped with a search blacklist. Really? You know, again, this is stuff we suspected was happening.
All the while they were telling us that, no, we would never do that.
Right. They're like,
Shadow
no.
bans don't exist.
You know, private company, blah, blah, blah. But this is dirty.
Yeah.
This is just dirty. We don't like your opinion. We're going to quiet you. And you know what? Is there a date there? I wish there was. It just shows when he joined. Do you guys remember when Donald Trump got sued over blocking people on the platform? This goes back to 2018, 2017, somewhere around there. And a judge came out and said, this is a public space. You're the president. You can't do that. Well, at that point, that's where the whole notion of Twitter being a public space came from. And with that, and the way that the judge does this, that means that if you were keeping people from that public space, you are actually violating their rights because this deals with the election. All of this is election interference. All of it. If you're doing it based on politics, sorry. And they're not blocking these people and putting them on these lists because Dan Bongino was using racial slurs. They did it because he had the wrong opinion. Marked him not safe for work. Really? Mm-hmm. Now with Sargon, I could see that because he was sending interracial porn to people he didn't like. They deserved it. They were alt-right.
It was funny, but he was bad.
Well, yeah, but still not safe for work. You don't want your boss walking by and you're scrolling Twitter and suddenly there's an interracial gangbang.
Your boss might be into it. That might actually get you a raise. I mean,
just
him a raise
as a general rule. General rule here, guys. All right. Twitter set the accounts of conservative activist Charlie Kirk to do not amplify. They had an actual do not amplify tag. Mm-hmm. Wow. I'd like to see what my tags say. Upset one of those people who likes the Ukraine so much. Now, they should have marked Charlie Kirk. His face is too small for his head.
That would
but otherwise, he should be allowed to say, Charlie Kirk, can you get more milquetoast than him?
Yeah, he's not the first person I think of when I'm like, oh man, alt-right enthusiast.
if you're talking about people who get a little amplified or sorry, not aggressive on Twitter, Charlie Kirk, I don't know if Charlie Kirk even knows swear words.
If they would have done it to Ian Miles Chong, maybe I could have seen
maybe. Sure. And look,
Charlie
guys,
Kirk?
we're not agreeing with this happening, guys. But if you're gonna do it under this note for this reason, you're hitting this person. Come on, there's other people.
Make a better target, one that a proper target.
Yeah, Charlie Kirk, whether you like him or not, guys, he is milquetoast. He's not going to go out there and cause all kinds of problems and say all kinds of swear words and drop all kinds of slurs. He's just going to disagree with you on politics if you're a liberal.
Hey, Campbell, I bet you Charlie's idea of the F word is fiddlesticks.
Right? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I mean, come on. All right. Twitter denied that it does such things. In 2018, Twitter's Vijay Gatti, I think is how you say her name, then head of legal policy and trust, and Kayvon, oh, son of a bitch.
His last name's son of a bitch? That's awesome.
Yes. It's an old Irish name. Kayvon Bakepour, I think, head of product said, "We do not shadow ban." They added, "And we certainly don't shadow ban based on political viewpoints and ideologies." Give me a 1 in chat if you're surprised they lied.
Why the fuck you lying?
Right? I love that song. I wish there was a GIF on Twitter with that song where it actually played the song.
Should be the next step. Start suggesting that to Elon, see if we can get it.
I send that song to a lot of people who deserve it. Do you know the song, Sang?
Oh yeah, I know it.
Okay.
I think the part was like, oh my god.
He's always lying. It's so catchy. There's a video on him. What is it? People who accidentally went viral or something like that. I've been meaning to catch it, but he's in the thumbnail.
That man deserves to have all his taxes paid for the rest of his life.
Absolutely. He should never have to pay taxes, state or federal. What many people call shadow banning, Twitter executives' employees call visibility filtering.
Get the fuck.
Oh, okay. So we're just going for asinine euphemisms. We're not shadow banning because we don't call it that. I'm sorry, Daxie, I stepped on you. What were you saying there, bud?
No, it's bad legalese. It's just a way to protect themselves from it all. It's like, oh no, we're not doing that. I mean, we have this other term for it.
What many people call shadow banning, Twitter executives' employees call visible filtering or VF. Multiple high-level sources confirmed its meaning. So, shadow banning.
Yeah, pretty much.
The magic Stalin button. That's good, Brent. Good job.
Think about visibility filtering as being a way for us to suppress what people see to different levels. It's a very powerful tool, one senior Twitter employee told us. Shadow banning. I've been shadow banned before.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah, once or twice. There's a place where you can check it out. Twitter finally broke their ability to look into shadow banning last I saw. But at least on 3 occasions, I'd been shadow banned. In addition to my actual bans. I'm not that bad over there. I feel like, man, Elon, you guys owe me some reparations for this.
If I'm not getting tweet deboosted, I'm not doing it right.
All right. VF refers to Twitter's control over users' visibility. Uh-huh. And it used VF to block searches of individual users, to limit the scope of their particular tweets' discoverability, to block select users' posts from ever appearing on the trending page, and from inclusion in hashtag searches. I'm sorry. That sounds a lot like shadow banning to me.
Yeah. Also, hi, Scribe.
Oh, hey, Scribbles. What's up, man?
That's definitely shadow banning.
All without users' knowledge. Quote, we control visibility quite a bit, and we control the amplification of your content quite a bit. And normal people do not know how much we do, one Twitter engineer told us. 2 additional Twitter employees confirmed. All right, you know what? I'm going to stop here because I got to... Saying we just talked a little bit earlier about how so many people, specifically in the Black community and the gay community, are supporting this Brittany Griner thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same stuff that the mainstream media does. The difference is in, like, the New York Times, I don't get to go out there and write in the New York Times. So what they do is do it on a more global scale. We are only going to tell the stories that we agree with. Social media is supposed to get around that because we all have a voice here, and they're still doing the same crap. And I know we already knew this, guys. I know we knew they were doing this, but to actually see it proven,
Yeah, I don't think people understand how good this is to have the receipts now, because I keep running into people like, oh, that's all it was. We knew that. It's like, yeah, we knew that, but now we have the proof. Because
right?
they tried to make it seem like we were crazy when we'd be like, hey, this side is doing X, Y, and Z, and they're suppressing it. And they're like, nah, you guys are conspiracy theorists. It's like, no.
I mean,
like,
some
it's
of us
true.
are, but this one was true.
Yeah, the idea. Well, see, that's one of their go-tos. Anytime you can see the obvious. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Okay, let's say I am. It doesn't mean the conspiracy isn't real.
Yeah.
As we're seeing here, Elden Ring just won Game of the Year. Really? I haven't played it, so I can't judge it.
You probably wouldn't like it.
It's a Souls game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't like that.
No.
Do you play games, say?
Not as much as I used to, but I try to from time to time.
You play Candy Crush?
No.
Don't be mean, monkey.
Look, there's nothing. I still consider people who play Candy Crush to be gamers. They're just very casual gamers.
That is true, because you get sucked in and you start buying all the stuff. And
look, my wife plays both Candy Crush, and she used to be our main DPS in WoW for our raiding group.
Oh.
So you can enjoy games from a spectrum.
I mean, that game got me laid. I can't complain about WoW.
You got laid because of WoW?
Yes, I did. And I'm normally an Alliance guy, but I was playing as Horde, so I got me a Horde girl.
That's she needs to be kicked out of the Horde. You didn't give her gold, did you?
Hell no.
Okay. Look, I knew a chick who used to sell her booby pictures for gold. Yeah, that's true, Sang. That's a true story. I used to work with her, and then years later, I saw her at, we were shopping, and yeah, she just told me the story. I'm like, wait, what? She goes, yeah, people give me a whole bunch of gold for it. I'm like, they realize all those pictures are all over the internet, right?
She could have just did OnlyFans. Like, why?
Right?
She could have got real money for it.
I whatever. People willing to give it to her, good on you, lady. All right. We just read that one. Let's get it. Okay. The group that decided whether to limit the reach of certain users was the Strategic Response Team, Global Escalation Team, or SRT GET. Sorry. It often handled up to 200 cases a day. That seems, well, we saw what happens when people go to work at Twitter. They have their lattes and their meetings and their yoga room. So I guess 200 is actually a lot for that. I want to know who headed up that team.
Oh, they get into it.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah.
Barry says, but there existed. I need to point this out too, guys. Do you hear how stuffed up I sound today? It's not my sinus infection, which I'm pretty sure I have because of Michigan this time of year. Fuck Michigan. Something has been in my eye all day, and it's causing my nose to run. But it's also making it harder than normal to read. So Bear with me, guys. All right. But there existed a level beyond official ticketing, beyond rank and file moderators following the company's policy on paper. This is the Site Integrity Policy Escalation Support, known as SIPPES.
Okay. What are they, the CIA of Twitter?
This secret group included head of legal, policy, and trust, Vijay, the global head of trust and safety, Yoel Roth, subsequent CEOs Jack Dorsey and Parag Agrawal. I always fuck up his name, and others. Oh, so Jack, wait. Mr. I didn't know about this stuff, knew about this stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Shocked faces.
And Yoel is the guy we watched the other day telling us that they knew all of the slurs and stuff that blew up right after Elon took over came from 4chan trolls, and that they instituted an algorithm that got rid of it, and he was still like, but Elon makes it more dangerous. That asshole.
Mm-hmm.
See, saying as we get going, the sailor mouth is coming. Sorry.
Oh, it's fine
to happen. It was inevitable.
Especially reading this, because again, guys, very little of this is surprising. We didn't know it, but we knew it. But still. This secret group, we already read that. This is where the biggest, most politically sensitive decisions got made. This is a quote here. Think high follower count controversial, another Twitter employee told us. For these, there would be no ticket or anything. Well, how did they? Okay, I should probably read. He said there's no ticket or anything. That means somebody at Twitter was paying attention to it. Or, yeah, because or maybe emails from Joe Biden's team.
Mm-hmm.
One of the accounts that rose to this level of scrutiny was Libs of TikTok, an account that was on the Trends blacklist. Haha, fuck you guys. They still got all kinds of credit. Sorry. That's just a little aside. Look, I get it. They don't like them because they're pointing out all this horrible stuff that people are saying on TikTok for you to see and hear, and she's pointing it out, and they're like, how dare you point that out? I get it. Makes your side look bad. But that's only because they are. Where was I? Was designated as do not take action on user without consulting the SIPPES. Wow. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being on social media, right? Like, I make jokes about Susan paying attention to the show, which, by the way, I do want to point out, when I offered to show her my penis the other day, suddenly I stopped getting the yellow circles.
She's interested.
Saying this is a true thing. You know how, your videos can be monetized or not?
Yeah.
Mine always start with a yellow circle, but most of the time, well, I guess it's just the yellow dollar sign now. Most of the time when I request an appeal, they give me the green. It's past the time that the videos are watched anyway, because we do a daily stream. So a stream 2 days ago doesn't matter, but it's a matter of principle. Well, suddenly I started getting the yellow ones again. And I just mentioned, Susan, if you want to see my penis, just let me know. And the reason I did this is because this started as a joke like 2 years ago. If I start getting the yellow circle and I make that comment, I start getting the green again. And guys, they've been green ever since. Susan, 7 figures, and I will send you a picture. All right? Just let's get this over with. You can hang it in your office. All right? I'm telling y'all, she wants to see it. And I think for 7 figures, I could talk my wife into letting me send her one.
I was going to say, without her approval, you might be,
I think for $1 million,
backyard.
I think for $1 million, Lady Monkey would let me send a picture of it to her. Just one. Just one.
It's $1 million.
See, thank you. We're not talking about paternity court here, just a picture. Where are we? The account, which Shia Reichek, I can't remember, began in November 2020 and now boasts over 1.4 million followers. was subjected to 6 suspensions in 2022 alone. Rycheck says Rycheck, each time Rycheck was blocked from posting for as long as a week. Now, what I was going to get at there, can you imagine you're on social media and the head of the company is paying attention to what you do to the point where if a report comes in, it has to go to the head of the company? That seems a bit extreme. Maybe that's just me. But now I will say this: if it turned out that Susan actually was watching this show, it would make me smile. Johnny Hellcat, thank you. Just wondering about the opinions of tongue buttering the turtle cave and on the hit TV show The Unit. I don't know what the show The Unit is.
God damn it, Johnny! I swear to God, that was for me.
Oh, okay.
Every time he says unit, I crack up.
Twitter repeatedly, I should add, saying, I apologize for this. This is really, really old internet lore, but on our show, this became a joke. Tongue buttering the turtle cave is a euphemism for butt licking. So
Okay.
you can or you don't have to answer whether or not you think that is an okay thing. I think you never lick butt, okay? It's gross. Don't do that. But everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You gonna get pink eye when she farts, though.
Oh.
I mean, if they like eating the groceries, that's on them, you know?
Eat the booty like groceries. That's right. That is still a joke I use on the game stream because that will never not be funny to me. I'm gonna be on my deathbed going, eat the booty like groceries.
And that's how I met your mother.
Great grandpa's lost it. But in an internal, by the way, we're going back to the reading, guys. This is why I like this show, because I can just say whatever I want to. You don't have to like it. I hope you do so that you stay around and, come back for more. But anyway, I'm not reading that. But in an internal SIP-PES memo from October 2022, after her 7th suspension, the committee acknowledged that LTT has not directly engaged in behavior violative of the hateful conduct policy. And she shares a screen cap here. Site policy recommends placing libs of TikTok, 1.3 million followers not verified, in a 7-day timeout at the account level, meaning not for a specific tweet, based on the account's continued pattern of indirectly violating Twitter's hateful conduct policy. What? How in the actual fuck do you indirectly violate a policy? That's one of the dumbest goddamn things I've ever heard.
That just means that they made it up on the spot. It sounds like it could be a rule.
Oh, look, you didn't break the rule, but you broke the rule. Oh my God. By tweeting content that either leads to or intends to incite harassment against individuals. And see, this is the crap we've been talking about. This is the stochastic terrorism crap they keep pushing. She's giggling because she knows what that is.
Yeah.
This is the crap they put. Oh, you didn't actually incite hate, but because you said these things, it made people hate. No, that's stupid. Stop it. Harassment against individuals and institutions that support LGBTQ communities. At this time, site policy has not found explicitly violative tweets, which would result in permanent suspension of the account. This type of enforcement action, repeated 7-day timeouts at the account level, will not lead to a permanent suspension. However, should LTT engage in any other direct tweet level violation of the policy, we will move forward with permanent suspension. Assessment. Since its most recent timeout, while LTT is not directly engaged in behavior Violative of the hateful conduct policy, the user has continued targeting the. Oh, shut up. The target of at least one of these. Okay. This is nonsense. You admit that Can you imagine going to jail for indirectly breaking a law that you didn't break?
It don't make sense.
That's like indirectly clogging a toilet, right? Oh my God, this is not. These are the kind of people that are running social media. These are the reasons that actual stories take the whole thing from the first files, the Hunter laptop. The kind of people who are involved in making the decisions, they have a side, and they're going to shut you up. And this is what I said about Elon. Look, Elon is not going to be able to allow just completely free speech on the platform. 100%. You can say whatever the hell you want to. One, because there are legal implications there. And when it comes to hateful words, that can be a problem over in Europe. But the fact that he made it more free is a big deal. And the fact that this stuff is getting released and we get to see just who these people are, that's a big deal. What we do with it is what's important. The committee justified her suspension internally by claiming her post encouraged online harassment of hospitals and medical providers by insinuating that gender-affirming healthcare is equivalent to child abuse or grooming. So she told the truth?
Yep.
Truth is scary.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. It is to people who have an agenda. I mean, I would imagine with the hospital here, they're talking about Boston Children's Hospital, which on their website said that they did bottom surgeries on 17-year-olds. That wasn't made up. That wasn't misinformation. It was on their website until it was pointed out, and then they changed it.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, they still had the stuff on there where they would do bottom surgeries as young as 12. Or sorry, top surgeries, not bottom surgeries. They would remove perfectly healthy breast tissue, not just reducing, because I've seen people, they do breast reductions. Yes, they do that if they're really large and they can cause problems. I don't know if you guys know this. Gentlemen, you like the boobs. I do too. But large breasts can cause back problems, all kinds of problems. Reducing is not the same as removing. When they reduce breast tissue, you can still, breastfeed a child. You can't do that when they've removed it all, which is what they're doing to these kids.
Yeah.
How's it not child abuse to be doing that? Oh, well, the kid wanted it. Kids are stupid.
Yeah. Kids eat stuff they find out of the sandbox. That's not a milk dud, Timmy.
Yeah. And see, this is what I was talking about with they have an agenda. Daxy boy, could you talk for just a second?
I suppose I could. This whole thing pisses me off. Just thinking about what they do to kids and justifying it as that, they feel this way today. Kids can... When a kid puts on a high heel, it doesn't mean they want to go from boy to girl. It just means that, hey, I saw mommy wearing it, and I don't really understand the dichotomy of my biology yet, so I'm going to put it on because it looked neat. And even if they find out that they love wearing that stuff, it doesn't mean they're going to be stuck on the idea that they're going to switch over. It could just mean they like cross-dressing.
Yeah, sorry about that.
We seem to forget that there was a drag scene before that did involve mutilation of children.
Yeah.
Well, one of the worst parts of this whole trans forcing onto kids is they're doing it to gay children. They're basically taking the Iranian thing. It's like, well, if you're gay, you must actually be born in the wrong body. I'm surprised we haven't moved on to forcing it. But saying, what do you think of all this kind of crap?
I mean, I'm with you. I think it's child abuse. I think it's sick. I don't know if you see what they're doing now, but they're trying to have it. I forgot the hospital name, but one of them said once kids turn 12, the parents don't have access to their medical records anymore unless
Which
like
is
the kid
horseshit.
gives them like permission, which is crazy.
Yeah, what she's talking about, I forget it's their online records, and
Yeah.
parents have access to it until they're 12 years old, and then the only way the parents can get access is if the child gives them permission, and they can rescind that permission at any time. Yep.
Yeah, it's sick. They're really trying to separate the kid from the parent.
When you were 12, did you make the best decisions?
No, none of us did.
No. I was a little shit.
I was perfect. So I don't know what you're talking about.
I was sneaking out of the house and smoking because I thought it was cool.
I skipped so much goddamn school.
I hadn't started skipping school at that point because mom was still alive. It wasn't until after mom died that I skipped school. But my older brother liked to sneak out of the house and go meet these hoes that he knew. And I would go with him just because I wanted to be cool. Shio, thank you so much. I sent you something from the very end of the Game Awards. Game of the Year Studio had given their speech. Rando kid who joined them on stage gave a 10-second blurb before getting security. I just want to nominate my Reformed Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton. Wow.
Awesome.
More of that stuff at the Game Awards. These are gamers, for God's sake. All right, let's finish. Well, I don't know how much Barry has left to say. Let's go back to it though. And by the way, Sang, we usually do about a 2-hour show.
Okay.
Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. If you ever need to duck, please let me know, and it's no big deal. But it depends on how long she goes, because I don't know if you've noticed, but I can just randomly go off at any time. And I don't know how long that will be. All right. The committee justified. Oh, we already did that one. Compare this to what happened when Rychek herself was doxxed on November 21st, 2022. A photo of her home with her address was posted in a tweet that had garnered more than 10,000 likes. When Rychek told Twitter that her address had been disseminated, she says, Twitter support responded with this message. We reviewed the content of your report and didn't find it to be in violation of the Twitter rules. No action was taken. The doxing tweet is still up. For God's sake.
Yeah.
One of the things you can report is that you were doxed. Okay, so let me get this straight. You think her pointing out that Boston Children's Hospital is cutting off the breasts of young women, and that you have teachers out there talking about how they will still have ridiculously inappropriate conversations with children, that is going to cause violence. Somebody posting her fucking address isn't?
Yeah, it's messed up.
Guilty of wrong things. That's the only thing that she does wrong.
At this point, I mean, you're almost complicit in anything that happens to her. You are complicit in anything that happens to her. Hey, Rotten Corpse, enjoy the show. He's going back to the beginning. In internal Slack messages, Twitter employees spoke of using techniques to restrict the visibility of tweets and subjects. Here's Yoel Roth, Twitter's then global head of trust and safety, in a direct message to colleagues in early 2021. We'll get to that in a second. Yoel Roth keeps coming up over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
When Elon came out, which one was it that Elon came out and did? Anyway, there was some event that they held, and Yoel was there and said that Elon was a great thing to happen to Twitter. He quit the next day.
Yeah.
And I wonder if he didn't realize that this was going to happen exactly how it was, how his name was going to come up in this over and over and over again until that day, until after he said what he said about Elon. And then he's like, oh, I need to unask this company quick. It's just a guess of mine, but I mean, not a lot else makes sense with his public admiration of Elon. And then I don't know if you saw it, Sang, but he was on a panel where he was talking to this woman. I guess it wasn't really a panel. It was a discussion, just him and this woman. And she asked him about this. What happened in that 24 hours? What changed your mind about staying there and working with Elon? Because you said Elon was a great thing to happen to Twitter, and then the next day you quit. He never really answered that question. Instead, he gave us this long recitation of things that had happened to Twitter at that point. So let's see. A lot of times, SI has used technicality spam enforcements as a way to solve problems created by safety under enforcing their policies, which again isn't a problem per se, but it keeps us from addressing the root cause of issues, which is that our safety policies need some attention. You're a fascist, dude. We have to stop people from saying things. 6 days later, in a direct message with an employee, they got his direct messages, with an employee on the Health, Misinformation, Privacy, and Identity Research team, Roth requested more research to support expanding non-removal policy interventions like disabling engagements and de-amplifying visibility filtering. One of the biggest areas I'd love research support is regarding non-removal policy interventions like disabling engagements and de-amplifying visibility filtering. The hypothesis underlying much of what we've implemented is that if exposure to, example, misinformation directly causes harm, we should use remediations that reduce exposure, and limiting the spread/virality of content is a good way to do that by just reducing prevalence overall. You know, this is kind of what Elon Musk talked about. Because Elon's like, we're not going to kick you off the platform, but we're going to, certain posts, if you say something horrible, like you're out there spreading racial slurs, we're not going to kick you off for it, but we're going to de-amplify that so nobody actually can see it.
Yeah.
And you know what? On something like that, I'm okay with it. Because they're not taking away your ability to say it. You're a shithead if you do, but, you know. I don't think you should be removed from platforms unless it's actually something law-breaking. Anyway, it goes on to say, we got Jack on board with implementing this for civic integrity in the near term, but we're going to need to make a more robust case to get this into our repertoire of policy remediations, especially for other policy domains. So I'd love researchers' point of view on that. I mean, he's, like I said, this is basically what YouTube is, or not YouTube, sorry, what Elon has talked about with this. Just de-amplifying. But there's a difference from de-amplifying somebody being a racist shithead and somebody getting de-amplified because they have the wrong political opinion, which is what we've seen over and over and over again. Oh, good night, Zan. Roth wrote, oh, we just read what Roth wrote. So she shows the screenshot, and her next two tweets are quoting what the screenshot said. Barry, come on. There's more to come on this story, which was reported by a whole bunch of people and the team, the Free Press. Keep up with the unfolding story here at our brand new website. Nice little shill in the middle there. The authors have broad and expanding access to Twitter files. The only condition we agreed to was that the material would first be published on Twitter. Was that the one that Taibbi had? Because he said he had some conditions. And a lot of us were like, well, what are the conditions? If the only condition is it had to be on Twitter first, cool. I'm all right with that. Real quick, over on the Streamlabs, thank you so much, Q Quartist. I never say your name right. Q, thank you. Social media loves their indirect bans. My first Discord account was banned because, quote, your account posted misleading or harmful misinformation or was involved in servers dedicated to this content, end quote. Much of that server was nuked under the same reasoning. Yeah, there was somebody recently who got hit with something stupid like that. Like, well, you followed some people who were shitbags. Well, that's not the same as me doing it. All right, this is just Barry wrapping it up, saying that there's more to come. Again, I don't even know what to say, because we knew this kind of crap was happening. They can sit there and deny it all day long, but we knew it was happening because we could see it. Suddenly, people who were real big posters would get de-amplified. We would see that a trending topic would disappear and be replaced with the opposite topic, yet had no, the one that disappeared had like 100,000 viewers or 100,000 interactions, and the one that replaced it had less than 10. And I'm not saying less than 10,000, I'm saying less than 10 interactions. But to actually see it, does somebody have a cat? Chat wants to know.
I do. Mine kind of busted in here.
Oh, that's cool. I love kitty cats. My kitty cat is my boss, really. Her name is Phoebe, and she is a giant pain in my butt, but I love her.
It sounds like a cat.
Yeah. She's so sweet when she wants to be. Oh God, Jennifer Lawrence, Sigourney Weaver.
I forgot about that. It was just so stupid. I forgot about it.
Before we move on to that, because I do believe I have a story about that. Anything you guys would like to add to what we saw here?
Yeah.
I mean, I like seeing your reaction to it because it was pretty similar to what mine was earlier.
Yeah. Did you do a video on this?
Yeah.
And that is on your channel?
Yeah, it should be up by now.
Okay. Guys, It's Your Girl Sang. Make sure you go over there and check it out. Yeah, I will be checking that out. I have to do a game stream after this, but I'll check it out after that. I have so many things I need to watch. Why is my Twitter not working now? I'm sorry, my cousin's Twitter. I don't have one. I do absolutely don't have. I'm certainly not ban evading. Oh shit! I can't get to Twitter. Rotro Raggy.
What'd you do?
Did I get in trouble?
Is Twitter down?
I don't know. But yeah, I can't see anything from today. Welcome to Twitter.
Uh-oh.
Let's try that one more time. Maybe it's just my garbage internet is causing issues. Did my cousin get banned? Wouldn't it would be his first ban. Yeah, it won't load up. It starts to load and then I get something went wrong, try reloading. Huh. I don't know what email he signed up with, so it's gonna be a pain in the butt to figure that out. Whoopsie. What did I do recently? Who did I piss off?
I mean, I can see your stuff.
Oh well. I checked, it's still there. Yeah, you guys can see it. I can still see all the stuff from my account. Doesn't mean it's, not in trouble. Yeah, hopefully it's just maybe you got your original account back. There's no way. I just checked it earlier.
Thank you, Sheo, for the lovely Streamlabs. For the panel, is cereal a soup? And how many banned accounts? I can neither confirm nor deny that I've had 4 accounts.
Cereal's absolutely soup.
It is. It's absolutely soup.
I can't bring up the story, but Jennifer Lawrence, in all of her brilliance,
I can't take that straight.
Suggested that she was the first ever female lead of an action movie.
Just wasn't allowed before her.
Yes, Sang. She said she's the first female lead. Forget Riley. I mean, there's so many examples.
There's
but-
so many women before her, but okay.
Right? And what was it? Variety. I forget what magazine it was in. They printed it. We're like, yeah, that makes sense to us. She didn't suggest it. She flat out stated. Brent, without the quote in front of me, I didn't want to say she actually said it, so I'll take your word for it. She said that she was the first action. Didn't she say something like Hollywood wouldn't allow it before her? I forget the exact quote. That's why I wanted to bring it up. Thank you, Angry Monkey, over on the Streamlabs. I don't think that's actually my cousin. Finally, I got back into my Twitter for the last time. Stop changing the password on my account. I don't think that's Angry Monkey. I think that was somebody else. This is the same bitch that said Mother Nature was punishing us for electing Trump. Did she really say that? Look,
She's super stupid. She probably said it.
I think just like everybody else, Hollywood stars should be allowed to have their opinions on whatever. That's fine. But why are so many of them so dumb?
Surrounded by yes men all the time, so they assume they're right.
I mean, that's one answer, I suppose. I just don't understand why they're so dumb. Something like that. One, that is crapping on all of the women who came before you. To take a mantle that doesn't belong to you. And she did it for the Hunger Games, which, by the way, I mean, I suppose technically it's an action movie, but Katniss, that's the name of the character she plays, right? Katniss, thank you.
For her, cat piss seems applicable.
Her action was mostly running and hiding because when it comes to those stories, Katniss, this main character, is probably the least. Let me put it this way. You don't want your daughters to imitate her because everything happens to her, not because of her. She's not a good female role model. Thank you, Lancelot. Actors aren't paid to think. They read a piece of paper and given back pats. Yeah, but I mean, you should still be able to look at the world around you. You should be able, as a woman in Hollywood, to be able to go, oh, look, Alien exists.
At minimum.
It's not like it's a small art house movie.
Resident Evil series. How many movies are there? Like 8 of them or something? And all of them are Mila?
But no. She's the first. By the way, I am the first male actor to ever lead a movie. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Look what you and Lady Monkey do in that bedroom stays between you two?
No, a Hollywood movie. Lady Monkey doesn't go for that. She's like, no, what if somebody ever sees it? I'm just saying. The only thing she did herself was volunteer. That's true. Talking about Katniss in those movies. She's a horrible role model for girls. She just lets everything happen to her. Horrible role model for girls. Not that anybody said, well, some people have written that she was a good role model. See, there was also another story in there. I need to get to my cousin's Twitter. I wonder if I can get to it through my Twitter and see it. Because there is a story I want to read. It's a follow-up to one. Why is that screwing up? Okay, I don't know. I think I can get to it through my Twitter. Hang on. Because I'm not allowed to write on Twitter, but I can read on Twitter with my account. So let me see if I can find it. I don't know if he actually retweeted it or if he just liked it. If he just liked it, that could be a problem. So follow up to the stupid crap we read yesterday, guys. No. Yeah, can't find it. And I can't read anything. Oh, that's mine. That's why.
clip that. He can't read.
Look, we all knew that anyway. John Migda, thank you so much. The Peruvian president was just taken into custody. What's going on in Peru? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't pay a lot of attention to South America. Daxie, do you watch a lot of South American stuff?
Not for a while, and not unless it came from Brazil, and not during the winter.
Oh, did she take that shit down? Oh, no, she blocked me a long time ago. That's right. Did you see that video? Keffels put up a video today.
Yeah, I saw that, even though I'm blocked too. Because it always gets back to me.
So, for those who don't know who Keffels is, she's the one that, I'm using air quotes here, got Kiwi Farms taken down. She's a horrible person who stole a bunch of money from her fans under the notion that she had to go hide. And she took that money and went on. He's a beautiful cat, or she.
It's a he. Thank you.
Went on a worldwide vacation. She put up a video today showing her shooting a gun, and they used a green screen so that in the background, when she fires the gun, there's an explosion on one of the World Trade Centers.
Yeah, so
I would have shown you, but I can't bring it up because I can't get to my account.
Lucas pisses me off in ways I can't possibly explain.
Now, she went to the Ethan Klein School of being edgy.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I can't take it seriously. It's just you went Ethan Klein levels of dumb.
Yep. But that's to be expected. Because, I mean, look at who she is. Well, we might just have to riff for the next half hour because I can't get to anything. For real? Sign in with your account. What?
Do you not remember any of it?
I don't know my accounts. I purposefully do not learn my passwords so that they're as random as they can be. I just make up something random, throw it in, and I do not memorize it so that you guys will never guess one of my passwords based on anything you know about me.
Mine are usually in a different language, so good luck.
Yeah, there you go. I just don't know other languages. I could type in biblioteca, I guess.
¿Dónde está tu biblioteca?
The biblioteca. Yeah. But the weird part is I'm clearly still signed in. But for some reason it's wanting me. Yeah, I think I might have just got blasted. Yeah, I got to find the email that's associated with and see if I got in trouble.
Look, you only tried to make Susan happy. You didn't try to make Elon happy. You didn't ask Elon to touch your penis, okay?
And that's fair enough. God bless. Did I lose another account? That's going to suck. No, I was going to ask, saying, if I may, I was going to do this earlier and I just forgot. What made you get into content creation?
So I used to have a channel like years ago, and it was basically, it started out with me, my boyfriend, and our two friends, and it was just video game content. So we would do video game news, we would play games in general, and that kind of morphed into just me and my boyfriend. So we started going to all the conventions, and somehow that morphed into us having a media company. So we just stopped doing content. And then years went by, and I just wanted to do a YouTube channel again. I just didn't know what to do. So I was just kind of doing a bunch of random stuff that I liked, and it just morphed into me doing the conservative and Christian stuff.
Didn't I see on your channel that you had some reaction videos?
Yeah.
You should reaction videos. For those of you who don't know, you guys know I talk about the reaction channels all the time. But reaction videos are very popular right now. And one of the genres that I've seen very popular is reacting to conservative content. And I mean, would you say that's kind of what you do? Because I do see that you respond to some videos and stuff. Would you consider it a reaction channel?
At this point, yeah. Because it is, most of my stuff is reactions. Some things is kind of just me talking about the news. But I kind of want to start doing more original content. And I know one of the series I'm working on now is me going around to different churches within the Christian denomination and kind of just get like the history, talking to who's ever in charge, whoever the priest or pastor is, depending where I'm going. Just having like conversations with them, but it's going to be shot in like documentary style stuff that you would see on Netflix or Hulu.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Without telling me where, are there enough churches and stuff in your area, or are you looking to move, like go outside of your area for doing these?
There's enough, but for the first 5 episodes, every church I'm going to is like 3-4 hours away.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Are you doing like, I would imagine you're doing older churches that have more, a deeper history.
It depends. I'm really just focused on the different denominations.
So, okay. So that's the focal point, is the denomination?
Yeah. So I'm going to. So one of them I'm going to. He's being bad right now.
I'm sorry. That's what I'm laughing at. I didn't want you to think I was laughing at you. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
But so one of the places I'm going to is like a Messianic synagogue. So that's basically Jews that believe that Jesus is real. And another place I'm going to, I don't know if you know like who the Black Hebrew Israelites are, but sure. They have a compound in Detroit, so I have to drive out that way to go talk to them.
One of your videos was talking about them. Which one was it? Crap, I don't remember. Guys, check out all our videos so then you know.
I have like 3 or 4, and it kind of my audience did not like that. So
yeah, and that's what I first noticed it because you were talking. I think you were doing like a Q&A or what's your video series you do? Responding to the audience.
Address the comments.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And I think it was the second episode where you were talking about that. So I had to go back and see what it was you were talking about.
Yeah.
Have you found much like when you go talk to them, are you finding that they're open to just having discussions, or are you finding any of them that are kind of weary, like, what are you doing here?
So we're storyboarding right now. We know which places we're going to. It's just now everybody has to give us like dates they're available.
Gotcha. Okay.
So everybody's really open to talk and want to sit down. It's just when they want to talk and sit down.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
And you said you used to do the gaming content. What made you stop that? And I asked that because you're talking a couple of gamers on the stream here with you. We're nerds.
Understatement of the century.
Basically, I'm just getting older because I didn't really have time to play anymore. So once we started doing the media company, we did start out filming stuff at game conventions because we got to go to E3 one year.
Nice.
But like people in that sphere.
We just had a kitty accident, ladies and gentlemen.
It was a cat. It was intentional.
I think yeah. So people in that space are broke and they won't pay you.
Oh.
So we kind of, So once we left that alone and we started working with people like in other spaces, like music artists and people who just want to do short films and stuff, they wanted to pay. So we kind of just went in that direction.
Do you still have the media company?
Not anymore. It's funny because we stopped having one, and then my brother, him and his wife, they have a media company now. So once I told him what I wanted to do, he was like, "Oh, we'll just shoot everything for you," because he has all the stuff except better that I used to have since it's like been some years in between.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot with an impromptu interview.
No, it's fine.
I'm not apologizing. I just didn't mean to.
It's called a spotlight.
You got monkeyed. Sorry.
No,
I'm very curious about people. I would much rather, even with the new stuff we did talk about, I'm far more interested in you as a creator and what you've been through and your journey there than I am, talking about these idiots at Twitter. I just politics is something that I enjoy, but people are what I really am interested in.
Okay.
You don't have to get specific, but can you tell me your age range? I'm curious.
So I'm in my 30s.
Fair enough. All right.
So early 30s.
I'm we were talking with my son earlier tonight. I'm gonna be 50 here in a few years.
Okay.
It's like 2.5 years, guys, and I'm gonna be half a century. My body is like 97, but I'm only 47. Keldrick, you got monkeyed. Sounds like you gave her a disease. That kind of does. Kind of does. And in San Francisco for a while, that was something that was happening. Did you see Biden and them bragging about getting rid of monkeypox? Like they did it?
Are you serious?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. It was on Twitter. These idiots. Is the boyfriend you're with now, was he the one that was in the media company?
Yeah.
And you guys I'm guessing then you've been together for a while.
Yeah.
How long have you been on YouTube? Going back to then?
Oh man. I think we started that channel in 2012.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, been there a while.
Yeah.
And when you stepped away, how long were you away? I'm not a stalker, I promise. I'm just curious.
I think we stopped making the primary focus in 2015 or 16, somewhere around there.
And how long have you been back?
I started in August of this year.
Gotcha. Okay. What are your favorite kind of videos to do? I know you said you're going to move to these documentary styles, but with the ones you're doing so far, do you have a favorite that you've done?
Not really. I just like looking at my favorite stuff to do on my channel. I guess I like looking at the Christian videos, but obviously a lot of people they don't want to look at that all the time. That's why I kind of just dedicated one singular day to it. And then I don't mind the conservative stuff either, because that's what I am. But sometimes, like you said, it's so stupid. It gets very infuriating.
It does. Yeah. Trust me, I understand. Streaming 5-ish years, been on YouTube since 2016, covering politics pretty much the whole time. Okay. There's some nights on this show where it's just like, we're not talking any politics tonight. We're going to talk about movies. We're going to talk about music. We're going to talk about anything but politics. Now, with the Christians... Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, yeah, you need a break sometimes.
Yeah, because it just... Sometimes the stupid is overwhelming.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Christian stuff, are you mostly responding to people who are making arguments in favor of Christianity, or just... preaching, or what is it you look for?
Honestly, so most of them, like, I like street preaching videos.
Okay.
Anything that talks about scripture, but in a positive light. And then there's videos where people react to like the woke religious TikToks, which I think is like pretty entertaining. So I'll look at stuff like that on my channel. I don't really want to do the apologetics yet because I'm still kind of learning.
Okay.
And I don't think I'm there quite yet. Like I could probably, if an atheist wanted to debate, I guess I could go against them. But if somebody was like, "Oh, let me explain to you why Islam is better," I would have no idea.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Now for the biggie. As a Christian, we're coming up on Christmas, and war on Christmas, real or no?
No, that's real. That's definitely real.
Yeah, there's nothing else to say, guys, because she's right.
Yeah.
Anybody who says different is lying. Now, that doesn't mean, I mean, some of the people go insane. Like a few years ago, this is probably 2015, 2014. I forget the exact year. The Starbucks thing. Y'all remember that?
Oh, yeah. The stupid cups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Starbucks thing, for those of you who don't know, started with one guy who had a blog with like 15 readers, and he complained about Starbucks changing their cup. And this became, oh my God, the Christians are freaking out because Starbucks changed their cup. One guy with a barely read blog. That's what it was. And like, look at those stupid Christians. Can you imagine them doing that to Jews or Muslims?
No,
Ain't no damn way.
not at all.
One, the
He's
Muslims
trying it right now. It's not working.
I was going to say something that's going to get me in trouble on here. But yeah, you just can't do that to any other religion than Christians. And it's going to lead. Look, guys, for those of you who were around for the moral panics and all of that stuff, you're going to cause it again because just leave them alone. They're not doing anything to you. But no, you got to go out there and be an asshole because you got to show that you're smarter than they. Shut up. You don't know either. Shut up. Anyway, what kind of content do you like to watch yourself for entertainment?
I mostly just watch cartoons. So
Yeah. Now, when you say cartoons, are you talking actual cartoons or anime?
Cartoons.
Okay, good. Sorry.
I did grow up like watching both, but now it's just.
Oh, sorry.
And even with cartoons, it's like the adult cartoons like South Park, American Dad, Rick and Morty, stuff like that.
You had me at South Park.
Oh.
South Park until about season 22 is some of my favorite content ever made. The writing is witty, even when they're being just gross sometimes. There's a message in there.
Yeah.
Kyle's preaching at the end sometimes. Spot on. Of all of the South Parks that people should watch, the Mr. Garrison tries to get himself fired for being gay episode. I forget the name of that one.
That's the hilarious. That's like super hilarious.
It is. And Mr. Garrison's speech at the end where he's like, you should not be tolerating this. What is wrong with you people?
Feels good.
It just feels so spot on for what we're going through in society with like cutting off the breasts of children. Real quick, that's a long one. I got to go over to my Streamlabs to read that. 1 second there. Understatement. Thank you for the donation. It's loading. I have crappy internet. The Hebrew Israelites meet her on the corner and yell like they do in the hood. Also, those amateurs super chatting last night were particularly stochastically terroristic and malevolently fallacious. Fallacious, I think is how you say that. You have to make sentences, not just shout the words. Stop trying to make me say stuff I can't say and that I don't like. How dare you, sir?
I appreciate it.
But when it comes to the Black Hebrew Israelites, have you met any of them?
Yeah, I've met a few over the years. Obviously, I've never dealt with them like how the crazy videos are.
Oh, okay.
Just like shouting at white people and wanting to fight them.
Wash my feet is my favorite video.
Yeah, that's not a good look because it's so funny. Not all of them are like that, but you see all those videos and you're just like, oh, you guys are crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're gonna get crazies in any group, so
Yeah, you are.
Monkey's trying to be nice. Monkey never tries to be nice. I am nice. What's that giggle?
Nothing.
How dare you, sir? I'm nice to people who aren't stupid. Stupid is what pisses me off. Which leads me to the Hunter videos. How did you find those?
So one of my subs was like, I would like it if you reacted to your guys' debate, because they were like, I really want to see your response to it. So the first one I found, I couldn't find the debate at first. I guess it was just you talking about the tweets.
Yes.
But I thought that's what the person was talking about, so I did that video. And they were like, no, there's like an actual debate. So they found it for me. And I was like, okay, I'll just go into this debate. And it was like I think in the first couple of minutes when he said he didn't even watch whatever video you did.
Yeah.
And once, because I said in the video, I'm like, if you didn't watch it, why do you want to debate this guy?
Yeah, you said I should have hung up right there, which was funny. I probably should have, but it was more fun doing it this way. Yeah, Hunter's a liar when he says he doesn't watch stuff like that. There's just a couple of clues within there. It was like, you watched it, you piece of shit.
I'm still so
liar.
glad you didn't invite me on that one, because I would have gotten this kicked off so bad.
I every so often I'll debate people just for the fun of it. That one was because you kept pointing out, and I'm glad you did. I'm glad I'm not the only person who's noticed this. This guy, he'll talk about research he never read.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's the second debate I saw. That is the second debate I saw of his where he uses articles, but he doesn't read the articles.
Yeah. In that debate, I'm glad you did the response to the first one where it's just me and Jack talking about his tweet, because his tweet includes part of one of those research papers that he talks about. But he only used the part that backed him up. He didn't read the rest of it. It's like 1,000 words and he used 15 of them. It's like, you can't have a debate that way. You're going to look like an idiot, which is what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually hit me up. God, it was months after the video that I did on him, the one that you responded to first. And just out of the blue, like, hey, man, you want to talk about this? I'm like, yes, I do. But no, I'm always curious how people find my content, because it's not like I'm a big name out there. And finding content is there's so much content on YouTube. Just so much.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And they're always, I don't know about you guys, but my recommended, I'll get like maybe 2 things that are new. I'll get like 4 that I've already watched, and then the rest of it is just 8 years old. I'm like, why? YouTube doesn't YouTube all that well. Satsu was right about that. It was a terrible shouting match and not a debate. We didn't shout it. No.
He was insulting to Jack like crazy, though.
If you want to see a terrible shouting match, go watch the one with me and Vegan Gains. There is nothing productive about that except for getting him to admit that he'd rather eat a retarded person than a cow. Which, by the way, funniest thing I've ever done. Yeah, Vegan Gains, a big vegan here on YouTube. He decided he wanted to debate me on it, and we had like a 2-hour shouting match. And part of it was I asked him if he was on a desert island, if he'd rather, and all he had, there was a cow and a retarded person there. Which one would he eat? And he said the retarded person. That's a real thing that happened.
He believes
I had to look it up. I had to just look it up to see who you were talking about. And I remember who that guy is. He says some crazy stuff in his videos.
Yeah. Richard's not a sane man.
He likes to click his thumb constantly when referring to people.
Yeah, if you think there was a shouting match between me and Hunter, no, go watch that one. That's a shouting match.
I have to check that out.
Yeah, it is a shit show. I'm just going to warn you now. I was so animated during that, my wife came over and told me I needed to calm down. I was like, I'm fine, honey. Leave me alone. It's not that often I get to yell at people on the internet. Usually I'm yelling about people. Vegan Gains is based for never backing down. I mean, look, I guess there's a part of me that respects Richard for his name is Richard, and it's well known. I'm not doxing.
His name is Dick.
Richard is. There's a part of me that respects him for standing for his beliefs and doing it for so long. But he's also an idiot. There's a lot of stuff he says. The vegan lifestyle is not as easy as just, okay, stop eating everything but plants. It has to be done very carefully, because there are stuff that you need that you will not get if you just go vegan. You have to know specific things, whether it's to go get very rare plants for your area or whether it's going to be to take supplements. And Vegan Gains is the only guy I've talked to who's like, yes, you're right. Absolutely, it's got to be done carefully. But he doesn't always preach that when he's preaching the shit. So, Frosted Glass, thank you. That's common among commies. Argued with a Stalin apologist on Twitter once, and every time he sent me a source, something in it disproved or argued against his point. He was saying, hello, I always say this wrong because ever since Game of Thrones, I just want to say hold my door.
Holodomor.
Holodomor wasn't Stalin's fault, just bad weather. And what the hell? Kulaks. Sorry, it looked like that was a T. I noticed that, look, I've said this before. Hunter desperately wants to be Vouch. Do you know who Vouch is?
No, everybody kept telling me that after I did your video. They were like, you should watch Vouch. And I'm like, who is Vouch?
He's another pain in the ass. Also,
Oh my
Keldrin,
God.
thank you for the $3. Hunter was so salty after that debate. Oh, yes, he was.
Yeah, 'cause
Well,
that's a
he
weird
is-
hill to die on.
He's got 2 more videos, one talking to a fan where he says it went well, and one talking to one where he says it didn't go well. I still haven't watched those. Vouch is who Hunter wishes he was, which is sad because Vouch is exactly like that. He'll read part of something and not the whole thing, and that little part is enough. That's all he needs. And
That's annoying.
Yeah, it is. But it's a fun way to slap them around when you do talk to them because they just don't read. All you got to do is read. All Hunter had to do to be at least not appearing as dumb as he did in that is actually read his own sources. That's all.
It was clear he didn't read that study.
It's very clear he didn't. Not only that, I mean, one of his studies, and this is the one that came up where there was 108% rise in sexual crimes against children in Germany. And he's like, but that is related to this child sex ring that went all around the world. It's like, okay, but there was 6%. There was physical child abuse increase in the country, not in neighboring countries, just in that country. Oh, that doesn't prove anything. It does. It proves that your way's not working. Stop trying to make things nicer for pedophiles.
Yeah, that was a weird hill to die on.
Like, if he hadn't been so aggressively weird about it, there was a little bit of common ground that probably could have been found on that.
Look, if we can get pedophiles into therapy to try to help them, fine. But there's nothing to suggest it actually helps. Like, literally nothing to suggest it actually helps.
It's the same thing like with alcoholics. Yeah, they can go get treatment, but anytime they can turn around and snap on it.
Yeah. And I asked him at the very beginning whether he would let one of these pedophiles that are in these non-offending pedophiles who are in therapy, would you let him watch your kid? And his answer was, why does everybody ask me that?
It's like,
it's the most pertinent question. It's like, would you let them? That means you don't trust them. That means that you are wrong.
You know that it's unsafe and that they can't be taken at their word. I mean, the one study, they asked people who are in jail that are known for pedophilic tendencies, how many of you, and they gave them carte blanche, you're not going to get in trouble for this. Just answer honestly. How many of you have touched children and not been caught? And it was 96%.
Mm-hmm.
96%. Never been caught for their crime. And he's like, what's that prove? I'm like, oh, you're a fucking retard. Yeah, he's an idiot. He's just a dumbass. But I did appreciate your videos on it, and I did watch all 4 of them. And I didn't watch the first one, the one that was just me and Jack talking, because, like I said, I don't listen to myself. For the record, yes, guys, I think I have a sexy voice. I'm not offended at that. I know we're not supposed to like our voice. You're supposed to be more humble than that, but I sound good. Kiss my ass. It's not that.
Gay, though. I just want you to remember that.
And when I listen back to myself, I make myself laugh. There's jokes in there where yeah, that was funny. But it's not, I don't have time for that. I'm watching other things. I'm watching Sang's other 12 videos that I watched. And you guys should. You should go. I don't know that exact number. It's at least a dozen. You should go watch her stuff. Seriously.
I appreciate you checking my stuff out.
I appreciate that you made good content.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I still can't believe it's not butter.
I can't believe you're not butter.
I'm Butterball.
Daxy boy, how's life been going, man?
I work and I come home.
That's sad.
Yeah.
We got to get you a stripper or something.
Just an on-call stripper. Come home, it's like, all right, I need 10 minutes, and you can go back to work.
Ladies and gentlemen, donate to me for the Dax Stripper Fund. I'm not giving it to him or hiring a stripper, but I am starting the stripper fund. I subscribed. I'll be checking her videos out. Cool, Devil. Yeah, check it out. Check her stuff out. I don't recommend stuff to you guys that I don't watch and enjoy myself because I'm not an asshole. But for the record, I didn't invite you on because you did the videos about me. It was the other videos that I really enjoyed. And hopefully you pick up some subscribers from this.
Yeah, like I said, I appreciate it because it was so random. The sub is actually in here. I think I saw his name on the side. His name is Simon Wilkins.
Oh, okay.
And then I saw somebody else that was from my channel. His name was Hal. I'm gonna mess it up. I already know I'm gonna mess it up. It's like Hal Letzer or something.
In this chat on my show, they're used to having their names mispronounced, so it's no big deal.
Okay.
All the
okay.
Yeah, they know how it is. But guys, it is 2 hours into the show. I do need to do a game stream tonight. So I'm going to be wrapping this one up. Snubber, thank you so much. I nominated this stream to Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton. The Game Awards got weird, Monkey. I appreciate it, my friend. I appreciate it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for the donations. You guys are so kind, and I really do appreciate it. Daxy boy, anything you want to chill out?
Occasionally, and for some reason we haven't done it in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Myself and Hate Camel, we will do a little bitty stream where we will. Well, recently we've been reading smut, like honest to goodness smut. Started out as a joke
on his channel.
Usually on his channel, he's trying to. I think he wants me to do it on mine this next one, just because I'm going to be reading it primarily. Which means if I do end up like getting it rolling again, I'll have to start shilling my links.
Sorry, it's blowing my nose. Let me know when, and of course you can come by and shill, my friend.
Yes.
Saying anything you want to shill out?
If you guys haven't, go check my channel out, like he said, and hopefully you like it. Hopefully you stay, and hopefully you're still around when I do my church series, and you guys can see how all that goes.
Over or up on in the chat right now at the top of your screen, if you click that little blue bar, it'll bring up my Streamlabs and Jax and Daxy Boys, but it will also bring up Sang's YouTube channel. You can just click right there and go over. And thank you, Nuts, for dropping that. Guys, I'll be over on twitch.tv/rantingmonkey here in just a little bit playing some. Oh, Bubba, are you in the chat? Because Bubba took another day off, so we'll probably play Phasmophobia. We're going to go hunt some ghosts tonight because I had a bad night last night. I died a lot.
Yeah,
And I don't like dying in game. Okay, Bubba's
I love it when you die.
Why?
Star and I get such joy out of it. Can you just let us have something?
You're my friend. You're supposed to be rooting for me.
I know. I'm rooting for you to die quickly, so it's painless.
Wow. That's hurtful. But on that note, guys, we are going to wrap this one up. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Daxy, for coming by.
Oh, yeah.
Sang, it was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you for joining us.
No problem. It's a pleasure meeting y'all, too. And thanks to everybody that subs off of this, because I saw a few people that said they subbed, so thank you.
Guys, we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye now.
Bye.
This is the song at the end of the show. I don't know what I'm going to sing about, so you can go.